What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's Hulu original movie review of No Exit, the newest film from director Damien and is based off the book from Taylor Adams. Now, before we begin, if you like this video, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button, as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So in this new thriller from Hulu, which is No Exit, we see a character named Darby, who of course is played by Havana, who is staying at a rehab center for drug abuse, and one night she hears that her mother is very sick and is in the hospital, so she ends up breaking out of the institution where she is unfortunately confined to. Well, in the process of everything, there's a snowstorm, a blizzard that kind of runs through, and she finds herself at a visitor center where we have about 5 or 6 different individuals who are staying there because of how bad the storm is. Now, with that said, she goes out, to look in her car, and she comes across a van which is holding a kidnapped girl. Now, who that van belongs to is the mystery of this movie and how it plays out and the kind of thriller that's going into. And so that's kind of where I'll leave it in a non-spoiler sense. I probably won't do a spoiler-filled review for this movie, or maybe I will, depending on what people want, because the kidnappers are revealed like a third of the way through the film. It's just the way the unfortunate thing is. But the idea of the film is a genre that I actually kind of like, because of the simple fact of, I don't like the fact that kids are getting kidnapped or anything like that. It's not what I'm talking about. But I like the idea of just like, movies that are set in small locations that are very thriller in their aspects, that have to use every piece and kind of idea to keep themselves safe. And it really is more about like the getting out of the situation than it is about the reveal of who the kidnappers is, which I really do enjoy a lot in a lot of aspects. You look at stuff like Breakdown, or there was a movie that Thomas Jane did a couple years ago, which I thought was pretty decent. Or you look like Along Came a Spider. There's a really interesting kind of way these movies play out. So with that said, this movie is getting a lot of buzz through Hulu because they're promoting it pretty dramatically, because it comes out on the February 25th. But the question remains, does this movie hold a candle to those other, kidnap thrilling type movies and whatnot? And so that's when you get to the question remains, does this movie, is it good like those other movies that I mentioned? And, this is also a cast with Dickey and Haysbert and Ramierz and so on and so forth. But is this movie worth watching? And I will say it is definitely worth watching. It's an entertaining thriller. It's very low budget. You can tell that they pretty much did this during COVID because it's a central location. It's not like Breakdown where it does go to different locations. But I think the movie does succeed in having that tension-filled moments, having the kidnappers have the advantage, and kind of, you know how the story's going to play out, but it has a very interesting kind of dichotomy of being not only in a snowstorm, but having to deal with the fact of, when the kidnappers are revealed, you have to find a way to rescue this girl and protect her, and it's just a really interesting, fun, kind of kidnapping thriller type movie. But with that said, it doesn't really hold a candle to something like Breakdown or Along Came a Spider or Ransom or anything of that nature, because one, it's a movie that it feels like there's some missing pieces to the script. Like I said, when I said the killers are revealed like a third of the way through the movie, I think that's a little too quickly for a movie like this. And I know Breakdown was probably like 85 to 90 minutes long, but there felt like a dramatic situational tension to that movie where you felt Kurt Russell's kind of angst, and you really felt him kind of slowly start to succeed and slowly start to just kind of gain control of the situation. This film has that, but I don't think it's as well written. I don't think it's as well directed. I think it does everything in its power to be interesting and entertaining, but like the movie that came out I think last year, which was Run or something like that, it just feels like there's something truly missing, or something that is more of the less of the sum of its whole parts. I guess in the end, I just felt the movie could have been more. It could have had more. It could have been something more to it, because it really does come to its conclusion and closure pretty quickly. And I guess I felt like I needed something more out of it. That's kind of where it boils down to. And as you can tell, I'm not trying to spoil anything. But everybody in the movie is giving pretty decent performances. It's nice to see Dennis Haysbert in the movie. It's nice to see Dickey in the movie. Danny Ramierz is an individual. I know of a couple films he's getting ready to be in whenever it releases, the Top Gun Maverick film. But I think for the most part, Havana does a pretty nice job as the protagonist in this film, as the one who has some demons, and she, like I said, broke out of the rehab center, and she's trying to go see her mom before she passes away, and kind of see the play and kind of see the angst and the sadness situation situation of her being stuck in a remote location really gives her that kind of a protagonist feel that makes it really worthwhile. So she does a pretty good job in the film. I just don't think the script is very strong in its own right. I think some of the set pieces are, they do the best with what they have, but it just doesn't really feel like it's delivering on everything it's promising, I guess you could say, especially from the trailer, which really felt dramatic and really felt tension filled, and just everything about it was kind of exciting and crazy and over the top. And here it's more of a subdued film than I was expecting. So, and it doesn't mean the movie's not fun or doesn't have some really interesting kind of cool moments, especially there's some really graphic moments in this movie which I was not expecting. But I think overall, I think this would be a middle of the road type film, not in the levels of like Breakdown and Ransom, but just high enough that I still recommend watching it. I still think you'll enjoy it, and you might find it an entertaining time. Probably forget about it, but entertaining when you watch it. So it's not a terrible film. It's not a great film. We'll leave it at that. So, and with that said, that is going to be my review of Hulu's No Exit. Thank you so much for watching. Comments below. Are you interested in seeing this film? Are you going to watch it? Have you watched it? Tell me overall what you think. Otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.